You say you're exhausted, pulled thin by deadlines, by duties, by the constant clamor of demands that never rest, but have you ever stopped to ask whose expectations you are really serving? Burnout isn't merely a condition of overwork, it's a symptom of misalignment, a soul sickness born when you confuse productivity with purpose. You race from task to task like a slave whipped by an invisible hand, all while claiming you're doing it for the sake of your family, your goals, your future. But if you collapse under the weight of that ambition, if your spirit is crushed in the pursuit of so-called success, what exactly have you preserved? Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, fought wars, faced plagues, and yet in his meditations, he reminded himself constantly to retreat into the citadel of his mind, to stand guard over his peace as fiercely as a soldier defends a city wall. You, with your back-to-back meetings and blinking notifications, have forgotten this sacred retreat. You've allowed the external world to breach the walls of your soul. Seneca warned that life is long if you know how to use it, but you've mistaken motion for meaning, busyness for virtue, noise for achievement. The Stoics never shunned responsibility, but they carved out silence like gold from the earth, knowing that inner clarity demands solitude, that wisdom is born not in the rush, but in the pause. You check your phone the moment you wake, you respond to emails at red lights, you eat lunch while scrolling and call it a break. But what is this rhythm you've accepted? Who wrote this tempo you're dancing to? Not naturece moves slowly, with grace. Not reason, it thrives in reflection, not reaction. No, it's fear that drives you. Fear of falling behind, of not being enough, of missing some elusive train that never actually arrives. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Are you willing to appear lazy for choosing to rest? Are you brave enough to protect your peace, even if others call it weakness? Real strength, the Stoic kind, is not in endless hustle, it's in restraint, in choosing where to place your soul's attention. You've been sold a lie, that your worth is in your output, but a machine can output. You are not a machine. You are a being of reason, capable of reflection, joy, connection, wonder. Burnout is not noble. It is a rebellion of the soul against the tyranny of misdirected effort. William Irvine called it the hedonic treadmill you sprint faster just to stay in place. Your successes feel hollow because they are not your own. You never stop to ask, what do I value? What do I want? You merely absorbed goals like second-hand smoke, toxic and unseen. So let me ask you, when did you last sit in stillness without guilt? When did you last do nothing and call it sacred? The Stoics spoke often of death not to depress us, but to sharpen us, to focus us. Memento Mori, remember you will die. Remember, time is not something you spend, it is something you are. Every yes you give is a no to something else. When you say yes to late night work, what are you saying no to? Your children's laughter? Your own breath? Your fading sense of self? Do not mistake urgency for importance. The world will always be loud. Your job will always need more. There will never be a moment when the sea of expectation calms on its own. You must be the one to step back. You must choose stillness. You must choose to protect what is essential. Donald Robertson speaks of the Stoic as one who disciplines desire not to eliminate pleasure, but to align it. You must relearn the pleasures of rest, of presence, of unstructured time. These are not luxuries, they are lifelines. You are not falling behind when you rest. You are reclaiming sovereignty over your mind. You are saying, I refuse to be a cog. I choose to be a citizen of my own soul. The arena of work is where many fall not from weakness, but from forgetfulness. They forget the purpose of labor, to live well, not merely to live long. Seneca called those who are always busy the most pitiful of all, because they are preoccupied with living and therefore never truly live. Stop telling yourself that burnout is temporary, that it's just a phase. It is a fire that feeds on self-neglect. It will not go out on its own. You must starve it by choosing a different way. You must confront the lie that balance is indulgent, balance is resistance, balance is warfare. It is a quiet, daily rebellion against the forces that want to monetize your every moment. In this fight, you are not weak for needing rest, you are wise. You are not lazy for protecting your evenings, you are disciplined. You are not selfish for turning off the noise, you are sane. So ask yourself, right now, brutally and honestly, what in your life are you sacrificing that no one asked you to? What do you cling to that is burning you from the inside? What pace are you living at, and who chose it? The Stoic does not float through life blindly. He chooses each moment deliberately, guards his time like a fortress, and above all remembers that peace is not found in doing. Morate is found in needing less. The next time burnout whispers, "Just one more task," respond with a louder voice, "Not at the cost of my soul." The next time you feel guilty for resting, remember Marcus Aurelius seated by candlelight, pen in hand, reminding himself that even an emperor must sleep, must breathe, must remember what it means to be human. Your freedom lies not in escaping responsibility, but in mastering it. And the highest mastery is this: to work without losing yourself, to live without burning, to move through life with the calm, focused strength of a mind unshaken, a soul undivided, and a heart unafraid to rest.